Hello, everyone. My name is Kara Ketchum, and this is English 025 College English Skills. I very much apologize for the late video. I know I said I'd have videos up by noon, and this is going to be up around 12:30 or so. There have been some hiccups with the first day of the term, as there usually are, but hopefully they are fixed and things are great, and I can welcome you to this course now. So I'm going to do a couple things in this video at the same time. I want to walk us through the syllabus and just hit some highlights of the syllabus. Of course, you're expected to read it in full, but I do want to hit some highlights in the syllabus. But then as I do that, as I'm working through that, I'd like to also work through Canvas, so you're able to see what we're working with here. If you have taken any classes in the past with Coastal, you'll know that we use Blackboard, but we are no longer using Blackboard. Everyone is now using Canvas. So I'm going to bring this up. When you first get to Coastal's website, coastalcarolina.edu, you will come to the home screen and click here on the My 4Cs link. And that will take you to your portal. And this is where you will see everything. Now, this Blackboard tile is going to go away by the end of this month, and you'll just see Canvas. So if you're clicking into Blackboard wondering what's going on, that's what it is. So you'll need to click into Canvas. And when you click into Canvas, you'll end up at your dashboard. Your dashboard is where you see all your classes. And then of course, this is our class. And so you click into this class. So I am on our home page, okay? And what I've done with the home page is I have put here our latest 3 announcements are going to be at the top of the home page. But of course, you can also get to them by clicking the announcements link. All right. Now on my videos, you're going to see a bunch of extra links here along the left side. You can't see those, and that's on purpose. But you can see these top 8 links. All right. So those are the ones that you'll be working with. And if you scroll down the home page, there is a little welcome from me, so I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time going through a whole bunch of things and telling you all about myself when you can read that and see some pictures. But that's on our home page, okay? And like I said, if you click on announcements, this is where you'll see this video posted. You'll see announcements. I will post announcements every Monday, and then usually a video to follow up on Tuesdays. I think next week we are not here on Monday, so I'll post a memo on Tuesday and then probably a video a little later on Tuesday. But that's usually how it will go. And then I'll usually post like a wrap up for the week memo on Thursdays. Okay, so you should get a couple written memos from me posted in the announcements along with a video every week. All right, so be on the lookout for those. Of course, this week there's going to be a few more videos than normal, of course. So that's our home link, that's the announcements page, and then we go to the syllabus page. So I have here just a few things from the syllabus, but then if you look here, here is a copy of the syllabus. So if you click that link, it will bring up the syllabus for the course. Now you're able to download it if you'd like here. And if you download it, then you can print it and do, whatever you need to do. Of course, you can zoom in, make it bigger, smaller. So I want to go over our syllabus quickly, okay? So this is an online class. We are completely online, which means we will never meet in person, but I am available to you by email, by phone. I will be in my office every day from 9 o'clock to 2:30. I know that it says my office hours are 7:30 to 2:30. I am here at 7:30. I have class at 8, so I'm in class from 8 to 9. But then after 9, I'm here till 2:30, Monday through Thursday. So if you want to stop in, if you have classes on campus or you just rather talk in person, please stop in. Or you can call me on my office phone. My office number is here. And here is my office, CA109. If you call me on my phone and leave a message, I'm not going to get that until I get back into my office. So really the best way to reach me is by email. I check my email all the time. It's on my phone. I usually tell everyone that I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, depending on if it's the weekend. But usually I get back within a few hours. Sometimes if I happen to be on my phone or see my phone go off and see the email, sometimes I'll respond in a couple minutes. Okay, so it's just kind of hit or miss, but within 24 hours for sure, probably less, even on the weekends, you should hear back from me. So email is probably the best way to get a hold of me, okay? All right, so the whole point of this course is to get you ready for English 111, okay, which is the freshman composition course. And so it's to get you ready for that. There could be various reasons that you find yourself in this course. It could be if you've just been out of school for a while. It could have been a low GPA. And it's a cumulative GPA. It's not just a GPA in English. It's a cumulative GPA. So you may think, like, I don't feel like I need to be here. I don't know why I have to take this class. If that's you, you are able to take a placement test. You just need to contact Student Services for that if you really feel like this class is just not going to benefit you. But I will say that if you've been out of school for a while, or maybe you weren't serious in high school and it's time to get serious, this class will provide a really good foundation for you. And it's a good class, and it's a great class to take in 10 weeks. Okay, so you're not like a whole semester in this class. You're doing it in the summer, and then in the fall you can take 111. So that actually works out really good. We do have a textbook for this course. It is attached to our Canvas, which I'll show you that in a minute. This is probably the most important thing right here is entry verification. Entry verification is so very important. And I am going to, let me go ahead and I should be able to bring this up, but I'm going to go ahead and just download this so that I can bring it up and I can get out of it here because I want to show you entry verification. This is very, very important. Entry verification is under modules, this is where you're going to spend all of your time in Canvas is in modules. And it's just a continuous list and flow of modules, okay? So I want you to understand it's just in a continuous list, so that can get a little busy. But just know that these left-hand arrows here can collapse a module so that you can hide some things and it doesn't seem so overwhelming. But the entry verification is the very top module and you must do it. So this is the document that kind of tells you what entry verification is and explains some things. And then this is the entry verification quiz. Now, while this quiz does not count for or against you as far as your grade in the class, you must get a 4 out of 5 or an 80% on this quiz in order to continue in the course. So while you can see the orientation module and you can see it on my side, if you scroll down and click on orientation module on your side, this is all going to be grayed out. You're not going to be able to see it because it's going to say prerequisite, you've got to do entry verification. So you got to come back up here and do the quiz. So if you don't do the quiz, you can see that there's work, but you won't be able to click on any of this stuff. Okay, so entry verification is first. You must do that, okay? So once you do that, then this module will open and the orientation module will open and you can start going through that. Once you complete the syllabus quiz, module 1 will open and you can begin working there. Okay, so if you think you should be able to see something and you can't, please let me know, but things are set up so that you can't access anything, really, anything for a grade. You can't access it until you complete the entry verification quiz. And you can take it over and over again until you complete it. It's just 5 questions. So you can take it over and over until you get 4 out of 5 correct, okay? So if you have any questions about that, please just let me know, all right? So let's look back then at our syllabus, okay? So that's the entry verification. Attendance policy. I know this seems really weird to do attendance in an online class, but it is exactly what it sounds like. You have to complete work every week so that you're counted present. All right, so if you go a whole week and you don't submit anything, then you're absent, okay? If you do that 2 weeks in a row, you're gonna be dropped from the class. If you do that like 1 week here and 1 week there, the 3rd week you do it, you're gonna be dropped from the class, okay? So it's about not submitting anything, then that's an absence, all right? So we have due dates. There are assignments every week that are due, so please make sure that you keep up with that, and I'll show you where to find that. And you can find it in the syllabus section of Canvas. You can scroll down and see everything that's due and when it's due, the dates that it's due, and all of that. But again, if you haven't done the entry verification yet, you can click on this stuff, but you're not going to be able to access it, okay? It's going to give you like a little error that says, you know, this is locked or you don't have access yet, okay? So it's not an error, like you could get it as long as you do entry verification, okay? Make sure that you just turn your work in every week so you're not absent, because if you get disenrolled, then you have to be reinstated. And I am happy to reinstate anyone. I want you to get through this class. This is not a class that you want to get stuck in semester after semester, because it's going to keep you from taking other classes, not just English 111, but it'll keep you from taking classes across campus. This is a prerequisite for a lot of classes. So I want to make sure that you get through this class. So just open communication. Let me know what's going on. If you're going to be out, if something comes up, if you're not going to be able to complete some things, I still have to count you absent if you don't complete stuff, but if you don't complete any work for a week, but if you are staying in contact with me, I have no problem reinstating you to the class and letting you continue and complete it. So just let me know what's going on. So here's the grading system for this class, and it is way different than what you're used to. Usually you work on a 10-point scale, A, B, C, D, and F, but this class does not have D grades. So the C range is much larger. What you need to know is you need a 60% or better to pass this class. That's it, okay? Is it better if you can get a 90 or an 85 in this class? Yes, because moving on to other courses, especially English 111, you probably will have more success. Can you pass this class with a 60? Yes. Will that help you in 111? You may have a harder time in 111 if you only pass this class with a 60, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Give this class your best effort, even though it may seem like, oh, I can pass this class, no problem, that's easy. Yes, but also think about you're trying to prepare for future classes, and you want to give yourself the best opportunity to be successful in future classes as well as this class. And the class is divided up into 3 areas. Your essays count as 50% of your grade. Other class assignments are 30%, and inquisitive assignments are 20%. Okay, so the inquisitive assignments are online, computer-based program assignments that you will complete with the links in Canvas on your computer, okay? And as we get into that, you'll understand that a little more once you click into it and start working on it. Okay, note about plagiarism. It's using someone else's work. using AI to write your work, copying and pasting from others' work or from the internet or anything. So if you don't personally write it, it's plagiarism if you don't cite your source. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that we're going to be working on is your own ideas. You're going to come up with, like, I'm going to give you a topic and you're going to come up with the way you want to write it with your points and your ideas. So it's all you. We're not going to do very much at all by way of citation. So this is all your work and your ideas. Don't feed that to a computer and let AI have your ideas and write your paper for you, okay? Because I don't want you to get a 0 on a major assignment. I don't want you to get a 0 on the course and have to, you know, possibly retake it. So let's just not plagiarize, okay? Let's just do our own work. All right, deadlines and revisions. I do allow revisions on essays. If you get below a 70, you can revise the essay for a chance to get a 70. That's the minimum. If you get under a 70, you can revise, but the best you'll get is 70, which is still 10 points above the minimum to pass. So you can revise essays. Inquisitive activities can be revised over and over and over again. Once they open, they'll stay open until the end of the term, August 4th. And so you can keep revising until you get a 100 on all of those assignments. And that's 20% of your grade. So conceivably, 20% of your grade should be a 100 because you can keep revising these things until you get a 100, which is great. If work is late, it's 5 points per day it's late. Okay, so you can do with that what you will. And that goes for essays, that's any late work, okay? Except for inquisitives, because obviously you can keep going back and revising those. Okay. Let's see, so I've just kind of talked about essays and class assignments, inquisitives, grading turnaround. I'm going to grade your work as quickly as I can. I would say that within the week of submission, within 1 week, you'll have your grade back, but probably sooner. So you'll at least have the major writing assignments 2 or 3 days before the next writing assignment is due, just so you can look at feedback and, you know, learn from any errors or in the first writing, and you can fix it the next module and then fix it the next module, because I want these things to kind of build on each other. It's not fair for you to write an essay and then not get feedback on it for 2 or 3 weeks, and within that time have written another essay and you couldn't correct it because you didn't get feedback. So I'm not going to do that. You'll have your stuff back within a week or less, okay? And all of this other stuff here is about your portal and accessing your portal. If you need any help, please do not hesitate to contact the help desk. If you are looking at this on your computer, all of these links are live that you can access all of these resources. We have an excellent Writer Center that you can access either through face-to-face. If you want to come to the Writer Center, it's located in the second floor in the library of the LRC, second floor of the LRC. So it's a great place if you need to do video tutoring. They do it through Microsoft Teams, or you can just do document feedback. It's a great resource though. So as we get into some of the longer essays, you might want the Writer Center to take a look at it before you turn it in, and that's great. Any disability or accommodation services, if you had a 504 or an IEP in high school, those are K-12 federal mandates, so it doesn't follow you into college. So you need to self-identify, and if you want more information, there's a website here and a phone number if you need some accommodations. We have our Title IX statement, our success coaches. We have success coaches. If I feel like you're struggling or maybe you need just some extra help, I might refer you to a success coach, but I'll talk to you about that first. Final thoughts is basically things that I've already said. Let's just keep an open line of communication. If you're having trouble, if you don't understand something, it could be related to content in the course, or it could be Canvas related. Like, where do I find this? Where do I find that in Canvas? How do I submit something in Canvas? How do I do? You can ask me any and all of those questions. Now, if you have trouble with logging in, or if Canvas won't load for you or something like that, that's an IT thing. I don't know anything about that. But if it deals with the specifics of the course or the content of the course, I am open and ready for any and all questions, okay? So this is our modules section. We've already talked about entry verification, so I'm going to collapse that. But we have student support resources link here. If you get a Pell Grant, this is the form that you'll fill out, which you'll do that later. I'll let you know when you have to do it like 7 days after the census date. So the census date, I think for us is, I don't even know, like the 20, I don't know, I'll have to look it up, but you have to wait a week after the census date. I think the 22nd is the census date. So you got to wait till like next week to do it. So I'll let you all know. If you get a Pell Grant, you need to fill that out. Course information, this is a great place to land. This is a great place that kind of introduces you to the course. This gives you a course overview of like what is 025 and just some stuff that's taken directly from the syllabus, okay? Course schedule and due dates. Here is a course schedule. I know it's in the syllabus section, but here is a course schedule and due dates like this week, the 19th through the 22nd. What are we going to be working on? What assignments are due and when are they due? You can find that here under course schedule and due dates, okay? So, and it goes through the whole thing, all right? So there are also due dates in every assignment in Canvas that you can access there as well, but I have a table here for you if you need that. Lots of different ways that you can access due dates and that information. This is the attendance policy and it's taken directly from the syllabus and we've already talked about that. Let me drop that so I can get to the next button. Textbook information. So we do have a textbook. So let me go back out to course information. We do have a textbook. You can click here. I would love for everyone to click the textbook link and make sure that it works. Okay. I've heard from other classes that the textbook link works, but I want to make sure for my class that it works. So click that link. If you are asked to sign in, it's not working. You should not be asked to create an account, sign in, nothing. You should actually, I think it's just like, do you agree, like an agreement, you check a box and click continue and you're in. So you should not have to sign in for anything. Okay. Here are the tech requirements. Basically just be able to, access a computer, work on a computer in a Word document and upload documents to a computer. That's really the most important things. And let me go back in, and contact information is basically information about me and as well as the secretary here for the English department, her phone number, and then of course the rest of the contact information just like is on the syllabus, okay? So that is the course information link. And then next is the orientation module, okay? So if you're watching this, but you haven't read the Monday memo yet, week 1 Monday memo, click into that. Every week I will post a Monday memo and it will have information for the whole week. It will talk to you about what you're doing in every module. It'll walk you through things. It'll give you assignments that are due for the week. You've got an assignment due Thursday. The Getting to Know You discussion board, you need to at least put your first initial post in that discussion board by Thursday. And then by Sunday, all the rest of this is due. It's a lot for the first week. So don't wait. As you're working through things, make sure that you're doing it. Make sure that you're checking things off that list. This is a class, 10-week classes are accelerated, because this class is given at 16 weeks. 16 weeks is a traditional semester. So when you take a 12-week course or a 10-week course or an 8-week course, it's accelerated because all of that stuff is fit into a smaller amount of time. And this class is no different. There is a lot to get through, especially this first week. But if you have any questions, concerns, if you think you should be able to access something and you can't, please let me know. I'm here to help, and I will I'll be doing another video soon that kind of goes through the work for this week a little better and kind of walks you through some things, okay? So I hope you all have had a great start to this semester or this summer term. And I'm looking forward to working with you and hearing from you. So email me with any questions or concerns, or give me a call. Stop by my office and see me. And I hope you all have a great week. Okay, bye.